Safe. Yeah, that's fine, just on the left hand side. Bit glary, but super location this. Hilltop, James Braid course. Very much looking forward to it. So the clubhouse just over there is a little walk from the first. And lots of lovely mid-Wales scenery to take in. Bounce. Yeah. Hopefully that's had a friendly bounce. But yeah, so peaceful this morning. Gonna get warm. So hopefully get the hills in before it gets too warm. We view back to the tee, so very crinkly fairway. And it's back to the clubhouse, loads of swallows on the wire up there, beautiful. Close. Always great to par the first. Yellowhammer singing away in the background. A gradual slope on this green, back down the hole, but fairly short, relatively gentle opener. No bunkers, just beautiful light. Look at that. So down on the second tee, sadly have a little downhill walk, excuse the wobble. So you've just climbed up the first and now you go downhill to the second. I think there's going to be a lot of up and down today. That could be nice. Just to the back. Yeah, it fits that quite nicely actually. Looks downhill to the pin from there though. Beautiful view off to the right here. Just sneaking through. That's lovely. That's not easy from there. Yes. That's a very, very good 2-putt. Very likely risk of 3-putt from there. So as you saw, huge slope down, little grass ridge bunker type things on the left and the right. Big slopes down, certainly on the right hand side with a beautiful view and a view back towards the tee. Excuse all the wobbles. Don't bounce too hard. It's safe. It's not very long. Again, no follow through on that. Ground's really hard though. So you've got to be wary of the bounce. But it's safe. But it's short and left, I think. Very difficult. I appreciate it's not good viewing straight up into the glare. Should have played this mid-afternoon rather than early morning. Obviously you're looking straight east there, and a view back towards the tee. The yellowhammer singing away. Just how I wanted to play it. Use the backboard and roll it back down towards the hole. There wasn't a huge amount of green and it tapers away to the right, so that's actually makeable par putt now. I'll show you the green up there, but vibes of Kington, Church Stretton, Llundain, Excellent. So interesting green this. Devilish pin place if you're at the back there. Slopes away in the middle half there. Nice little shot in by me using the backboard on the side here. And a view down, so this is a difficult hole, but a really good chance of a par. Yeah, super happy with that. Like I said, massive undulations on this green. So yeah, very happy. Again, that's safe, not the furthest, but it's fine. Yeah, another uphill hole. It might just be a bit short. Really didn't know on the distance there. Pretty much straight uphill again. So hopefully the holes will turn around. I have no idea, because I appreciate it's not great viewing into the glare, but it's a super course. That's right, just thin it. That's about 4 or 5 feet. Terrible shot. You didn't miss much into the glare. And I'll show you the green when I get up there now. So here we are on 4. Again, you can see a big slope on the green. From the back to the front, again lots of undulations. Bigger green than the previous hole, but yeah, just lots of borrows. But look at those hills behind. Vibes of Rhondda as well now. It's great, great stuff. Yeah. Nicely done. A lovely start. Green's a great condition as well. Nice speed. Not too fast, but certainly not slow. Great condition considering the amount of sunshine we've had, but yeah, there's off to the 5th tee there. I think it's alright, I think it's rightish. Not a very good swing. Fairly shortish hole, but beautiful view off here. Just to give you the panorama, because it's stunning. I mean, it's called 5 counties, presumably. You can see 5 counties, I don't know what they are. But absolutely beautiful to the hills beyond. Just stunning stuff. And on a day like this, you know, that beautiful over there, just rising out the mist there. It's just fabulous. Top marks. And there, if you're slightly more observant, you looked at the little trig point thing that we've got here, and it actually tells you what we're looking at. Not great. That's pretty good. I think I can have that. So another big slope on the green down towards the hole there, from back front down to the front left there. Shortish one, but obviously I struggled a little bit on that, losing the ball into the sun. That's fine, but it's just beautiful up here, isn't it? Look at those views. Should be good. Just to the left of the marker pole, not too much fade. Hopefully okay. Blind tee shot's never easy on a new course. And looking back down, I'm not sure which hole this is. And then beautiful views again behind, and then up to a silhouetted green up there. And it's certainly bounced right, as you would expect. And we shall see when we get down there. But yeah, almost ran out of fairway. Into the Gorse. And there's a view back up to the glare, so over the marker pole and the glare there. So here we are, sharply downhill to this green. And it's obviously very dry here. I just see mine off to the left. So tricky approach shot, need to think your way in. Strong. Really fluffy lie, but yeah, way too strong. Weak attempt. Gave myself a chance, but that's fine. So the green actually gradually slopes all the way down, so even if you try and fly it on, you're going to struggle to hold this, especially in the summer when it's firm like this. So there's a big slope from the front of the green and a gradual slope at the back. Beautiful views over the back, obviously. I'm getting a feeling that could be Cader Idris, but I could be vastly wrong. And view back up, I think it's at the fourth, third of the fourth, and back up the hole towards my trolley. Should be nice. Yeah, as long as it's not too far left. Oh, I can't read the tee out. But yeah, again, vibes of the far holes at Kingston here, just looking down to the road beneath you. Sorry about the wobbles again. Just the road down there. I mean, you're a bit higher up at Kingston, but it's just super stuff, this. No idea in the sun. Yeah, it's just back right. Again, lost it in the glare. That's fine. Another beautiful sort of semi-crinkly fairway, and there's a fantastic contrast just behind. Can't see down to the tee from here, but the contrast between the sun and the shadow there is wonderful. Very nice indeed. Yeah, another nice par. So there's actually a little bit of water, or potential water, just to the left hand side of the hole as you play this one. As I've played it so far, this is one of the flattest greens I've played. So where I'm standing on the right hand side, you're looking back down the hole. Not flat, but sort of subtle left to right, more pronounced on the left hand side of the green as we're looking back the hole. There is the view back down, there's a little bit of water here. But yeah, lovely stuff, and it's just dead calm as well. Right. It's on, I think. We shall see. Again, super view to the right. I love that little pointy hill. I'll find out what that is for you. That was rather difficult. Oh, what a par. What a par. So, as you probably saw, that's quite a two-tiered green and quite a par 3. So, up here, upper tier of the green where my trolley is, and then a huge great ridge down to the front where it was, and it's actually a really devilish pin place there, right at the bottom where I was, and there's a view back towards the tees there. A great par 3. hopefully that's alright. Won't give it too much. There's water on this by the looks of things. So we're hopefully short of that. But another super view. So you've got the trig point up to the right there, footpaths up, and beautiful views here behind. Just super stuff. Fly. Not too bad. So you can see about 20 yards up to the water, so just an easy shot off the tee. Only really want to go about 200 yards off the tee, because obviously you've got a ditch up there to the right. Lovely lavender actually to the left, and there's your view back over just to the left of the previous green is towards the tee. Good for weight. Nice safe bar, lovely. It's good to walk away with a 4 and a blind tee shot hole, but actually a relatively flat green again by Welshpool standards, but nicely kept, beautifully kept, and there's your view back down the hole. So the 10th tee is just down to the right with a quick view, excuse me, of what you're about to try and drive towards. Fairly typical shape, but I saw it stop, so that's absolutely fine. Just another average view to your right here. Let me just zoom in on the other camera here. That is Cader Idris way off in the distance, and then just excuse the wobbly scroll here. So off there, I will find out the names of the mountains, but that is actually where the Mac Loop is, where all the fighter jets do their training. And then further to the right, so again, excuse another wobbly scroll, hopefully you can just see that, but then zooming in on that, in the very, very distance, that is Snowdon. I still call it Snowdon, but yes, it does have the Welsh name now, but I am Welsh and I still call it Snowdon. But yeah, fantastic views. That's a bit left. It does kick round to the right hopefully, so we'll see. Lovely views off to the right yet again, and some beautiful heather actually back towards the tee. Super stuff. So here's the marker pole, about 200 yards out, and there's your view back down to the green, so it falls away and off to the right. Bye. Stop. Just off. Yeah, I couldn't find that in this stuff, so yeah, I went too far left of the marker pole. Should have gone right over it. I tried to, but it's somewhere in that stuff. So I'm just playing 4th shot down. There's a view back up. Perfect for distance. Just stuck in the side, that's fine. So again, gradually sloping down towards the next tee. But yeah, mostly downhill for the second one after the dip over the tee, over the marker post. Oh, I've gone right. Oh, just on the fringe. I had a lovely chat with the greenkeeper a second ago, a couple of holes back, and he was saying that this is one of the most challenging par 3s. because it just drifts off the right, drifts off the left. It's like a big version of a longer version of the postage stamp at Troon. So yeah, happy to be more or less on the green with that, but that looks intimidating on the next hole. And again, beautiful view down the valley here. Go. Shame. Little flag stick here, but yeah, challenging little hole that one. Shame not to walk away with a 3, but again, lots of subtle borrows on that. Difficult to hold it actually. It's almost like an upturned saucer on there, and a view back down. It's safe, but that is a crazy hole. I will show you now actually. I went off the whites just so it's a slightly better view, but if you just walk you forward and take you up there, these wobbles, you can see that you're driving right over that. So a big old carry and a huge dogleg left and uphill. Crazy hole. So the unfortunate thing about playing a wonderful hole like this is that you've got to go down, down and back up, but I'm sure it's worth it. That's pretty good. I've just spotted 2 military aircraft, so there's your view back to the tee. But I did say about the Mac Loop F-18s, I think. Fab. There's a slightly out of breath look back down the hole. It does get less the slope as you get towards here. First green off to my left, and I actually thought I hit the green, but there's a little false front in front, but a little tiny green actually for a long hole like this. Not bad. Probably about 7-8 feet past. I thought that was going to be really good actually when it was going, but it kept on going. Super speedy greens. Oh. A 5 on that hole is no bad score at all. Relatively flat green actually. So if you do get on it, you got a chance. But it's actually longer than I thought. So I don't know, 25-30 yards. But yeah, that's a devil, that one. But yeah, good hole. Gaining balance. Right, it's to the top of the hill, not very far. Needs to go right. That's going to be probably short and left. Just been up to the crest because I'm by the marker pole here. I walked up about 70 yards up that way to see where the green is. It's all down and it looks firm, so got to run it on. So an additional view, there's a marker pole and a 150 marker there. And then on the downslope here, this is 100 yards. You can see the big marker pole beyond the green, and you really need to run this on. That's okay. Tricky there. Nope. Way off. Harder work for a 5 than it should have been, but it's in, that's the most important thing. A relatively flat green apart from the first bit where you sort of just gather in, but definite, unless you have a booming drive, one where you need to run the shot in, especially when summer like this. I hope that's okay. Usual shape, but should be alright. Nice little views of the valley beneath. Farmhouse down there, swallows chirping away. Very pleasant. It needs to be a lucky bounce. It is, it's not very good. So you would actually need a pot of super glue to hold this fairway in this weather. It's incredibly steep, sloping left to right. And there's your view back towards the tee. Bounce. I really tried. About 10 yards short probably. Very thick contact. But it could have been worse. It could have been in this bracken where I am now. I had a nice high bounce out of this. But beautiful heather down here as well. Lovely stuff. One of them. Not a good putt. A willow warbler is lovely as a compensation. So another nice, lovely green actually this one. Subtle borrows left to right. Actually lots of subtle borrows just looking on the green. Fairly long actually, about 30 yards long. So a nice target as a par 5. And a view back down the hole. Bye. That's short. About 10 yards short. Not a best contact. It's well, I don't know. The pin's right at the front actually. It's quite tricky. Again, beautiful views behind. So it's the 14th green here, and then view up towards Cader, and a Raven family party just there over the cows. Lovely. That's good for distance. Just a little left. Yeah. Nice 3. It's actually a bit shorter than I thought actually the pitch, but managed to salvage the putt. It's a big slope on the green, back to front. I'll just show you back to the tee. But yeah, it's over there, and then there's actually a little sort of channel. So you see where my trolley is, down there's a little sort of ditch running down that way. So yeah, deceptive and difficult uphill, but yeah, great to get a 3 on that. Very fat, but it's a short hole, but it is stroke 3, so interesting to see. It says Plateau, so I guess it's an elevated green, but you're right back by the clubhouse here, by the car park. Don't go right. It's a bit long, I think. So certainly on a plateau here with the fairway, you can go quite a bit further, but it does go away down to the right there with bracken, and there's a view back towards the tee. Didn't turn. It's off the green. I thought I was going to go left to right. I was convinced I was going left to right. Massive cloud of midges or little bugs. Doubt if you'll be able to pick that out on the camera. It's swirling up there, and oh, they're coming straight at me. Lovely. But the view is definitely lovely. Never turned again. I misread it, obviously. Oh, so never mind, that's why it was a stroke 3. Well, not really, I just didn't judge the putt very well. But super fast green, this one actually. Slope, gradual slope from back to front. So I must have come off the ridge actually, because I thought it was long and right, but it must have just rolled back on. There's your view back down. But yeah, super stuff this. Very, very highly recommended indeed. I didn't see it bounce, but it should be fine. The glare. So, obviously, very well named Cader view. Cader's just starting to slip into the mist now as the day heats up. Nice plonky down there. But you can just see it off to the left. But just super views now. Can't quite see Snowdon anymore. But yeah, just wonderful stuff. You've got to come here, it's fabulous. Bounce right, big time. That's appalling from there. So inaccurate. Never mind. So it's obviously quite a dramatic look back up to the tee. Way back up there on the left hand side. Not bad. Yeah. Tough. Tricky. So another tricky green here. Big slope as we're looking back, right to left. And then also back down towards that corner there. So no easy putts on here unless you're dead uphill. But yeah, super. And then back up for the 18th. That's nice. Yeah, I bounced left, but it's not in the bracken. Lovely last view. But yeah, lots of vibes of Kington and, like I said, many of the other hillside courses that I played here. But yeah, this is just stunning for views, great course too, wonderful James Braid design. And thoroughly recommend this. This is excellent. Keep right. It's actually my first groups of golfers that I've encountered. I've seen a couple of others, but first close encounters. They're all heading up to the first tee, and there is a view back to the 18th tee. And a quick cheeky look down there. That was rather difficult. It would have been lovely if it had just rolled down onto the green, but no, it's right on the side there. Roll. That was close. That was close. That's absolutely fine. Really not bothered about the score, as I always say. It's all about the courses. I'll just set up, but that was excellent. So just finished up on 18 here at Welshpool, and just want to say excellent course. Legs are tired, as you saw from the first 4 holes, and unfortunately a bit into the glare. Quite hilly there. Once you get up on top, it's actually not too bad for those sort of 7-8 holes. It's sort of, you know, gentle, well, not gentle, but, you know, reasonable hills and stuff, but certainly very manageable. But if you are struggling with your legs, definitely bring a buggy. There's lots here to hire, and it shouldn't detract you from the course, because it is fantastic. You know, the views, as I've been showing you all the way around, are absolutely scintillating. Just wonderful, breathtaking stuff. You know, the 5 counties hole we can see for miles. You know, I was very lucky with the morning where I was, and it was super clear. You could actually see up to Snowdon. That's just remarkable from here. But the course itself is brilliant. You know, it's another classic James Braid design. Links feel inland. You know, we're sort of still 40 miles from the sea here, but 1,000 feet up, and it just got that sort of linksy feel to it all the way around. Not a single bunker that I remember seeing, but you don't need them, because the natural contours just add to the feel and the classic layout of the course. Loads of undulations, great greens as well, lots of undulations on them, difficult borrows, good pace as well, considering the challenging weather we've had this year, being very hot and dry. But on the whole, just brilliant. You know, distance markers great as well, gets good readings of those, even with the sort of challenges of the up and down hills and everything else. Still very playable for a first timer like myself. But hopefully you can see from the golf yourself that it is a challenging course. You do need to think your way around, lots of blind holes and things like that. But yeah, hopefully this video will actually help first timers coming around here. But thoroughly recommend it. You know, good value green fees as well, friendly vibe as well. I've spoken to from the people I've spoken to as well. So just a top place. Vibe to so many great courses as well. So yeah, just get yourself up here. And spoil yourself. It's fantastic.